Hi everyone, it's weekly video time. Time for me to see if I can show off my multiple chins with that professional touch, or if they'll just keep appearing, just as and when they please, which normally happens, especially when I do that. So, there seems to be a problem with the podcast feed this week, stemming from YouTube. Spoken to Dave about it. He says it's a YouTube issue. He normally runs things through Internet Archive, which, as you may know, has suffered a serious attack at the minute and isn't on at the moment. So that's a great shame. Hopefully Internet Archive comes back and everything is well with them. It is a great resource. I know they've been getting in trouble for other stuff that was on there that the courts said shouldn't be on there, copyright infringement stuff, I believe. I can't recall the details of it. I just remember reading excuse me, about the ruling and realizing that was a sad day for probably the beginning of the end of Internet Archive. So our podcast is available from the main blog page, the Raiders of Podcast blog, and it is available from YouTube. So the video just before this one in the list of videos that we have uploaded is this week's podcast. If you are like me and need to really keep track of things on your personal podcast provider, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or something else I'm not thinking of right now, we can only apologise for the delay and assure you that we've done things on our side that mean, as far as we're aware, it should be happening somewhere behind the scenes. We always aim to get a podcast out every week. I think we've missed one or two in the past 7.5 years. That's really good going. I'm proud of our consistency there. I'm not saying they're all to the same level of quality, but to miss only one or two episodes in over 7 years is a hell of a thing, and I'm quite rightly proud of that, as should all the guys be. But anyway, I do have some extra treats, and last week I forgot to share with you all that I got Chucky. Oh yeah. The news of the third season being the end meant that I realised I should get Chucky, and now I see the annoying last little bits of plastic on the case, so they have to go. Anyway, Chucky season 1, which I've seen, and I ended up getting that with Chucky season 2, which I have also seen and enjoyed. The Chucky show is great, by the way. If you're a fan of Chucky, why don't you watch it? I haven't seen season 3 of Chucky. I watched, I think, the first episode and then just forgot to get back to it. I wanted to keep track of the full story arc. Didn't. Lost my way. Was disappointed in myself. But bought the Blu-ray. This is actually a nice steelbook set. It was the only one available while I was buying the others. So I was like, hell yes. So that is season 3 of Chucky. And yeah, so it's a great cover there. Really, really nice. I'm hoping I might just do a Chucky binge at some point. Rewatch the first 2 seasons and then dive into season 3. It's such a fun show. It's so wild in like all the best ways. And yeah, it's wonderful. I like the fact that all of these sets are definite 18s as well. Really nice. Other things on TV. So I finished Bad Monkey. Again, this would normally be Patreon TV chat if we did a Patreon, but we don't. I really enjoyed Bad Monkey. It's on Apple TV. There's a lot of good stuff on Apple TV. I do understand that it's yet another service, and people may think there isn't much on it because it doesn't overload the content like Netflix does or Prime Video or even Disney Plus, sometimes with their back catalogue that can go on there. But Apple TV is where I tend to go a lot, and for my tastes, works really well. So I believe I've said before, I like Ted Lasso, I like Shrinking, loved Severance. There's a second season of that due at some point. Slow Horses, just finished season 4 of that as well. That was great. For All Mankind, patchy, but very good stuff. Only so far watched one episode of Pachinko, which I really enjoyed. But I've so many shows that I've added to my watch list. I just, I really think Apple TV has the quality over the quantity, and I generally recommend their stuff to most people, if particularly if you like slightly genre tinged fare. So they have a lot of sci-fi stuff there, or things with elements of sci-fi. They've got quite a few thrillers on there, and almost noir uh, shows, including Sugar, which was the excellent show with Colin Farrell in it. So yeah, that's really good. I'm still up to date with Agatha All Along on Disney Plus, enjoying that. And the other night, my partner and I, we just started Tulsa King, which a lot of people have been recommending to me, and we got 3 episodes into that, and we've enjoyed it. So there's some TV stuff for you. If you can get a free trial of, I can't remember what that one's on. I want to say Peacock. My partner got that so they could binge Yellowstone, and they've kept it for a while because I think Yellowstone is coming back maybe next month, maybe the end of this month. There is one more arrival as well after all the TV chat. I got the 101 Films edition of The Sword and the Sorcerer. And all I can remember about The Sword and the Sorcerer is how cool I thought the sword was when I saw it. I watched this when I was very young, and at that young age, I think I just found the rest of the film quite dark and quite boring. So I'm hoping that is just me being an impatient child, and perhaps not seeing it under the best circumstances. I don't know if it was on TV or a recorded VHS or what. So I'm looking forward to the 101 Films edition. I'm sure the sword is still the coolest part of it because it was a cool sword. But I will let you know when I get to it, which won't be for a while, because obviously October is Halloween month. It's all horror all the time. November, I do like to get my noir in November again and make it Noirvember. And December tends to be the festive thrills, whether that is the TV movie selection or any theatrical features that I've somehow missed that are tied in with the season of Christmas, any other Festivus apparel, or miracles or Santa and all that gubbins. So it might even be next year when I get to Sword and the Sorcerer. I recently rewatched Mirrors, which is tucked away on. I want to say that's on Disney Plus as well. So maybe a Fox movie. That's a fun one. It's a fun little horror. It's not got the best acting. Script's a bit weak, but the set pieces work. So I recommend that. And then I rewatched It and It Chapter 2. I think it was my first, not my first, I think it was the first time for my partner seeing both of those It movies. She still prefers the original, and I said, yes, but you saw that original TV movie when you were young enough and extra scared by it all. So it can sometimes feel like an unfair comparison. I think the It movies are really good. I think perhaps even part 1 is probably better than I gave it credit for when I first did a little quick letterbox review. So I'm going to be reviewing both of those on my own blog this week. Yeah, they will be there, and I'll be singing the praises for both installments of it, way behind everyone else who did it years ago. But I still think I'm in the minority in really enjoying chapter 2. I think it it just leans into the madness of the concept that was more easily described in the novel, because there were various standout sequences with it taking on the various forms, and creating different scares, and it all building up to seeing rippling incarnations of its close to true self, if anyone can ever process that. So yeah, of course, the big difference is the film doesn't feel the need for the children to resolve things in the way that the novel did, which everyone knows was slightly ew. That's it for this week. Again, I apologise if you see this and the podcast episode still hasn't appeared. If you have the option, please do check out the video before this that has the podcast episode on it. We had Anna as a guest again, and they are always an absolutely wonderful guest and wonderful company, and I cannot say enough good things about them. And we enjoyed discussing the two movies that were picked, The Amazing Mr. X and a Pete Walker film, House of Mortal Sin, aka The Confessional. There is also the option to go to the Raiders of Podcast blog, and that will be on the link tree and stuff. Everything's there. You know a drill by now. But if you have to wait for your podcast supplier of choice, hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. We got everything ready to upload yesterday, because Sunday is the new Saturday for us, and it's just not happened yet. But we all we can do is wait patiently and have our fingers crossed. That's it for this week. I will see you next week.